Everybody wants love, but nobody wants accountability. And that's exactly why people are still single, confused, and heartbroken.
Show me a bitch who was fucking with Petta. I told bitches they gotta do better. I'm a real trendsetter and I fuck like a porn star and my pussy get wetter. Show me a bitch who was fucking with Petta.
Welcome back to Petta TV, hosted by yours truly, Hood Petta, aka the Puerto Rican Princess Daughter. Before we start, take a sip, unclench your jaw, and mind your business. Because here on PPT, we don't. Now let's get petty, respectfully. If you're new here, hey, I'm Petta, and this is Petta TV. This is not a safe space for delusion, but it is a safe space for honesty. We talk about dating, friendship, money, healing, identity, and all the stuff people whisper about, but never say out loud. Petty doesn't mean hateful. It means I'm not lying to make you comfortable. Let's be real. Everybody says they want love, but the minute it requires effort, communication, or consistency, now it's I'm focusing on myself. No, you're not. You're avoiding accountability. Let's say you're in a situation with your significant other, and it gets to a point where maybe one of you or the other one has done something that the other person needs to heal from, needs to take time. It gets to a certain point where healing becomes avoidance. After the initial process of the emotions, it can be considered avoidance. And that's just one of the many examples. People are not single because they can't find someone, but because they don't want to be honest about what they're capable of giving. Anytime a relationship reaches a peak and we have to come to the forefront with ourselves of what we bring to the table, it's always confusion. And that's where people go wrong. We must know what we're capable of. And we also have to know how we treat others so that we can also get treated the way that we want to be. If someone wanted to treat you right, they would. Confusion is not cute. Confusion, however, is an answer. If someone is constantly meeting your questions with confusion, it should let you know in your mind that this is no longer confusion. This is simply mind play, and you must escape that situation. Now, let's get into one of my favorite topics, or should I say segment, petty or justified. On petty or justified, I will give you guys two scenarios. And at the end of the scenario, I will give you my take and I will tell you if I think it's petty or justified. And I want you to do the same right there in that comment box down below. Now, let's get straight to it. Let's say someone texts you every day, sleeps over, and meets your friends, but says labels are too much. Do you guys think that's petty or justified? Hmm. I feel like it's justified to walk away. You're auditioning for a role you already earned. That's what's justified. But the situation itself is very petty. What do you guys think? Next, they don't want commitment, but don't want you dating anyone else. Is that petty or justified? Let me know. I feel that's just petty. That's not love, that's ownership. And ownership simply won't do. I'm an equal human being, just like you. Let's be honest. I would never allow myself to get in that situation, and neither should you. Have you ever been in a situation, let's say in the workplace, where there's this one particular person, every time it's time to check each other's work, it's always something wrong. They're either sick, don't feel well, need to take a break, where's the bathroom? That's a prime example of using healing as avoidance culture. It's in our everyday lives. We have to realize that the people closest to us use healing as a weapon on a daily basis. In relationships, you see them when, let's say, uncomfortable conversations come up. You hear the other person say, this is a little too touchy for me right now. Or I can't handle this combo right now. Or I've experienced a past trauma that makes this conversation unbearable. At a certain point, you have to understand they're using healing as avoidance culture. Now, initially, you could think if someone asks for time or space, they might genuinely need it. And in some cases, that's true. But to play devil's advocate, it gets to a certain point where you have to think, how much time does a person truly need to digest emotion? How much time is enough time? Who decides what's enough time? And I feel like once we get those answers to those questions, it would help us depict so much better who is abusing healing culture and using it as avoidance culture. Listen, I'm not saying I know it all. I'm not saying I have all the right answers. But what I am saying is, if this hit, it hit for a reason. If you felt called out, good. That means that growth is approaching. Ask yourself, do I want love or do I want attention and validation? If it applied, sit with it. If it didn't, mind your business. That was Petty Petta TV with yours truly, Hood Petta. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and come back when you're ready to be honest with yourself. Until next time.
Yeah, show me a bitch